Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our webinar of this afternoon for CEN Technical Body Officers. Should you be interested in the Senelec version of this presentation, we had that this morning and it is available already on the Senelec expert site. But as said, the part of this afternoon is for CEN TBOs on the technical specifications and technical reports and their new process. My name is Else and I am moderating the webinar in the background. Sorry. As usual, you're muted during the presentations, so you can raise your question by using the Q&A panel in the Zoom webinar here. Should you be on Twitter or X, as we call it today, with the hashtag Training for Standards, you can tweet about the subject, and CEN and Senelec can be found on Standards for EU. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the speakers of today. My colleagues Alberto and Laureen are both sitting next to me and are ready to present you the process. So, Alberto, please, the floor is yours.
Yes, now we turn off the video just not to steal too much giga from the bandwidth. So indeed, today we present the new criteria that have been defined by CEN Technical Board in order to develop CEN TS and CEN TR. The same rules has also been defined for Senelec technical bodies and GTCs. The main objective of this new BT decision is to give more flexibility to the technical bodies when developing TS and TR. And basically, you will not find anymore the limitation to 52 weeks, so 12 months, 1 year, when for the time available to deliver the draft for the vote.
Okay, so as Alberto mentioned, so the following element was also part of the decision. So the technical bodies can plan the development time for each homegrown TS or TR work item, and they can indicate a target date of 1399 in the project's online working area, which exceed the 52 weeks or the 1 year, which was previously the limitation for this tool. So no time limitation unless, of course, the work item is requested under a standardization request with set deadlines. Then, of course, the target date should be compatible with the dates which are stated in the standardization request. The decision will be, as it mentioned here below the slides, applicable for all new projects as of the 1st of March.
So now, before then in the detail of the BT decision, I think that we can have a live demo in order for you to understand what the notification is about, and I think you will all agree that it is an important novelty, but the fact is in a way very easy to implement. So now we will go and ask Laureen then to prepare the screen. We will go on a new working on CEN Projects Online new working area, which I guess that you know very well. And we'll do a demo to see what is the novelty basically when creating a new work item, a draft for the new work item that should be then launched for the approval at SCP. So here we are at the very beginning. You as a CEN secretary received the data to be for the future CEN TS and CEN TR, and you start creating your new work item in CEN working area. Please, Laureen.
Okay, so I have pre-filled like I pretend to be a TB secretary in this case, so I have pre-filled all the sections up to section 10, which is where the main change has happened within the tool. So I will now log a project start date, which will correspond to 2 months plus 1 day. So I will use the calendar to do this. So it's it will 24. Then I need to click on calculate target dates, and it will give me by default 52 weeks, so 1 year. But actually I want the target date for stage 3099 to be in 2026 and not in 2025, which is a new change. So I will change.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
I go
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
let's just- Well, let's say I go for June 2028. It works as well.
Sorry. So
So,
as you can
yeah.
see, you can choose any date now. There's no more limitation.
Okay, so I have already pre-filled the other section, so I will actually save my draft. I cannot see as a PDF. Okay. And I go to next. Okay, my PDF file is over here. So it's pre-filled. I have some information. So this file I will attach to a CIB, which I will then send for 2 weeks, 2 months voting. Yes, by the technical committee. Once the CIB is finished, I have to go back to the pre-filled new work item form, and I will enter the details which resulted from the vote of the new work item form. So so of course I need to fill in some other details first. No. Then I will fill in the same member commitment and okay. So I need to fill in 5 members, otherwise it will not accept the form. And I go down. And I need to fill in, so it's TR, so of course it's approved by simple majority. So the number of votes, let's say it's 23 votes, and we have 23 positive votes. Let's say we have 2 negative votes, and let's say we have 3 abstentions. So this is the results of the CIB that I have launched. Okay. And I want to now submit the decision. Okay, I can review the data first. Okay. So I'm reviewing my data. Fine. Then I need to put the decision reference. So let's say it's decision 10, 2024. And I submit it to CCMC. So remember, I have a date which exceeds 52 weeks. So before you would get an error message, and now it should work. Okay, confirm. Yeah, So it's done. So else you can.
Okay, back to the slideshow.
Yes, thank you. So as you saw, basically the concepts that are already used in the flexible process are de facto also transposed into the development of TS and TR. So I hope for all of you this has been easy to understand. It is a part of the big decision that in general, the recommended time frame for CEN TS and CEN TR is 1 year, so 52 weeks. And whether you will not, let's say, play on the dates as Laureen has just shown, this will be the default date that will appear on your project. You notice also that the working draft stage was mentioned in the CEN working area, so the stage 2060. I'm not sure how many cases you have of working draft that are prepared for CEN TS and CEN TR. The date that is indicated in the new work item form, in any case, is do not trigger any alert, and the circulation of this working draft is not mandatory.
Okay, so monitoring and changes. So there are some things which have not changed since before. So technical bodies shall monitor in projects online the development of their work items to ensure the delivery by the set deadline, which is the deadline that you have filled in the work item form in working area, and of course take the measures necessary in case of delay and to avoid that the work item is deleted. Another element, which was not the case for TSs and TR, is that now the initially planned date, the one that you have filled in the new work item form when creating the new work item for TS and TR, can be modified once with a simple agreement of the technical body officers in coordination, of course, with the working group convener via the one change option in projects online working area, which I will show you after. And then, of course, a tolerance can be requested for TS and TR, a tolerance of 9 months. So again, in agreement with the working group convener. And for the moment, this has to be done via email to data service, but we are trying to develop a new section which is similar to the one change option in work area for the future, so that you can also use the work area to request a tolerance without a TB decision.
And these can be for you a novelty, because of tolerance for the ENs require a big decision and sorry, a TC decision. And this remains. Just as a matter of simplification, for TS and TR, the tolerance can be requested without the TC decision. So this should help also to speed up the process. And this is a common agreement between the CENBT and CENELEC technical board. So basically, is a common rule, identical rule for TS and TR when developed by CEN or by CENELEC or in joint technical conference. Now we can go to the test number 2, where Laureen will show you how to activate the option, and I guess that it should be very easy to understand because basically it's the same concept of the one change option as for the ENs.
Yes, so here, of course, so I want to change the deadline of TS or TR. I don't remember which one we picked. And so you will see that only the date for 3099 can be changed. So here I actually will postpone it. The initial date was 1 year from today. So I will use the calendar and go to 2026. And let's say I will put the 17th of March 2026, and now I go down and I save, and then it's automatically registered in the database. You can use that option once. So we can go back to the presentation. The idea in the future is that you can use the same option for requesting a tolerance also, but that is being developed for the moment. So points of attention. So as I mentioned during at the beginning of the presentation, so in case of a mandated work item, the target dates shall be compatible with the deadline set in the standardization request, which is very important. The technical bodies will receive an email, so an alert 12 weeks before the planned date for stage 3099, inviting technical bodies to take relevant actions in case of delay. So this alert arrives 12 weeks before the deadline. So you are used to having those alerts for YENs also, so it's just a reminder. TS and TRs cannot be amended, so we thought it was also a good opportunity to use this seminar to remind some basic rules of the TS and TR process. So TSs and TRs cannot be amended. Co-agenda on TSs and TRs are, however, allowed. TS and TRs can be replaced by a new edition with a new date of edition. Technical specifications are reviewed at least every 3 years. That's an obligation. While technical reports are reviewed as appropriate, there is no time limit. So you can have a TR for 10 years without it having to be reviewed. So, next.
Thank you, Laureen. And now we have 3 questions. You can already take the questions at this stage. We have booked plenty of time for this webinar, so do not hesitate to ask any question. So the first question is from Deidre Uri. The question is, for monitoring, will the system also trigger alert reports via email at monthly intervals? I think this is answered by the slide here that Laureen has presented on the screen. Bullet number 2.
Yeah.
Technical bodies receive an email.
It's every month.
12 weeks before the planned date, inviting them to take relevant action. So the first answer is, the first question is yes. Can the tolerance requested be requested for any period of time, or is it a 9-month period? So the tolerance when requested will be 9 months. These will not prevent you from delivering in advance. So the concept of 9-month tolerance or 39 weeks tolerance remains. So Karin, I registered yesterday a TR on projects area. if I well understand, it is not concerned by this large period of drafting, but could I change the planning later? We can confirm that the option to change your planning is available also for projects that have already started.
Yes. That and the tolerance we can apply as of today.
So this reply to Karen. So Annette, is it possible to have a normative national annex to a TS? Wait, Annette, you are already going beyond the scope of this webinar. I will not take this question now, and let's we can discuss this with the permanent delegate later. So, Brice, will there be another alert between the 12-week to 30-day alert and the target date? I have understood that the alert starts 12 weeks before
And
the date, and then is every week. The list of questions we provide the list of questions with the reply, correct, Else?
We can do that if you want, yes.
Yes, I think it is good to put it black and white.
Okay.
Okay, Ken. Also question from Matthias. So your question is completely out of the scope of this webinar. Can project EM used as reference in EC regulations? There are rules on the conditional compliance that have been developed, so I invite you to look at the documents concerning ARMA standards. Tanya, how can a TR respond to a standard request if no requirements are allowed in a TR? Well, Tanya, your sentence is, your statement is a statement of common understanding here at CCMC, but in reality, we found that some standard request the delivery of a CEN TR. And this is also the reason why CEN TR are covered by the provisions coming from the new regulation 2480, so the new provisions on the voting policy when a mandated EN or TS or TR is under voting. So they are very rare, but CEN TR can be requested in a standard request. So we have already cases. So it's a real case, but very rare. TS can be in SREC. We have a lot of cases of TS can be in SREC, but yeah, good. The same question from Karin. So I just answered. Yes, we have real cases of TS requested in SREC. Even if they do not contain requirements, it was the case. Ballots 3 and 5 could be combined to read TS and TR can be revised but not amended. Okay. Then, is it possible, Christian, is it possible to conduct a second
technical committee approval?
Second technical approval for TS in case technical comments received require further redrafting work
Yes.
prior to proceeding to publication. Yes.
Yes. It has to go by a
So you mean a
decision.
second vote, a
Decision.
second 3099. Yes, big decision is necessary in order to go for a second vote at 3099. Okay, do you have other questions on the information presented? So then let's go ahead. Also a very important point is that what you see in the BT decision is applicable also to JTC. So it means that the JTC secretary can use the new work item form and add in the field, as here showed in the slide, the bottom, any date that you prefer. Of course, the only problem is that today, JT secretary cannot use working area. So today, CEN working area is only for CEN technical bodies and not for CEN and CEN like JTC secretaries. So it means that you can add in the new work item proposal, you can add any date you prefer for delivering the TS or TR. And also it is possible via email to ask for the one change option and also to ask for the tolerance. Of course, email to data service. We will have a discussion with the CEN and CENELEC permanent delegates very soon about this. I cannot, of course, anticipate the outcomes, but the idea is to try to streamline also the approval process of new work items to be developed within JTC.
Okay, so to finish the presentation, we just would like to show you two slides which summarizes the process for TSs and TRs. So it's just a reminder, and we try to be as precise as possible concerning the deadlines, the timings for the different stages of the process. There is a similar chart for technical reports. Maybe we can go to the next one. Yeah, so it's just an overview with the timing for each step. So I think, Alberto, there was another question.
Yes, now we expect more questions because the presentation is already over. So for the second vote, it's indeed it's a BT decision in case the first vote was positive. So for positive vote, first will be dropped, and the BT decision will allow the technical committee to take a second vote. If in case of a negative vote at the first voting, then the TC can go for a second vote. Of course, I guess with a new improved draft. Then we have a question from Ayat, email request to data for one change option and tolerance only if target date for 3099 is over. So basically can go here and monitor changes. So it is very important to for all of you to underline that the new process for TS and TR allow maximum flexibility for the technical bodies to decide on the dates. Then it means that also technical bodies are responsible to meet these deadlines. So it is very important that the deadlines are respected. You have, as in bullet number 2, the possibility to modify the TS and TR time frame, so 3099. So please do it
before the end of the stage. Yeah.
Before, and of course, the use of projects online working area is for CEN TC. For the secretaries of CEN like JTC, you cannot use one change option project online working area, so you need to write to data. For the tolerance, at the moment, you have to write to data both if you are a CEN TC secretary or a CEN like JTC secretary, because the feature to ask for a tolerance for TSTR where you don't need any TC decision is not there yet. If we go back to the one change option screen, so maybe screen again, please, Laureen. Close it.
No, we don't.
No, we can open it.
It's here. Yeah.
Yes, so you will notice that the change, the one change option is under actions not requesting a decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go back to the...
Okay, other questions? I think that for all of you that are used to create new work items in CEN working area for ENs, so the flexibility to plan the dates, this is basically for you is a natural, I would say, evolution for TS and TR. The one change option also is a feature that is already there for EN, and saying this is also a natural evolution for TS and TR. You want to add something else?
No, just, I mean, if there are any questions, do not hesitate to contact your CCMC program manager, or they can then respond and answer any additional questions. We will write down all the answers and they will be available via the website. Yeah.
Yes, correct. We can create a Q&A report and make it available for you. You will receive an email once it is available. The same is true for the recording and the presentation of today's webinar. So you will normally today still receive a notification telling you that the information is available. Before closing the webinar, I would like to launch a short feedback poll for our attendees, just to ask them to reply 3 short questions that we will then use for improving our future webinars, and just to have your feedback on the webinar today. And then on the last slide, we're overviewing the upcoming webinars. You will receive the presentation, so you can click through via the hyperlinks. Just for your information, that should you be working on harmonized standards for machinery, the webinar of tomorrow is fully booked, so there is no spot left anymore. But should you want to receive the recording, you can send me an email as well, and you will normally tomorrow afternoon receive the link to the recording to be able to listen. The other events and webinars are still open for registration. So thank you very much, Laureen and Alberto, for the presentations and the demonstrations. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. And hopefully see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.